The measurements are: the length is 118.2, the width is 60.5, and the height is 37.2. The weight of the mouse on my scale is 50.5 grams. But Mihai, what type of switches has this mouse? This mouse has KO Go switches as the main triggers, so they're a little bit hard to click and very great for FPS, I must say. In RTS I really little bit dislike them in StarCraft, for example, but they are a little bit hard to press, but firm and solid. Hard click. The sides has KLGM 2.0 switches. They are way lighter. And in the scroll wheel middle click has also the KLGM 2.0 switches. But this one is a little bit harder to click. Personally, I really dislike the scroll middle click. It's a little bit hard to click for my liking. But let's test them out on the table right now. Let's do a free roam of the mouse. And as you can see, the mouse, it is a fingerprint magnet. It's this dry coating on the surface, but it attracts really fingerprints. But it is very grippy as the positive thing of it. So that's great. This mouse is a 5-button design. Left, right, middle, 2 side buttons. And on the bottom you have a mode switch for profiles. But I don't call that a button. Yeah, so KO Go switches on the main. I will test them a little bit later. GM 2.0 switches on the sides and also underneath the middle click with the middle mouse button. And yeah, this button you can press a little bit hard if with thick thumbs, but it's possible. The sensor is in the middle exactly with 1, 2, 3, 4 skates and none on the sensor. That's weird. None on the sensor. But still one on this one. So it's weird. Maybe someone opened it from Amazon or something. I'm not completely sure. Maybe it's a second-hand product. But I'm not sure. But 4 skates. They're PTFE. They're gliding very well. There's a little bit of control surface of torn, but it glides very well. No problem with that. And yeah, I forgot to mention the main left and right triggers has 80 million clicks durability, and on the sides and the middle click has 20 million clicks durability. So keep that in mind. I think it's enough for anyone before you purchase another great gaming mouse. But yeah. Let's test the left mouse button, the KO Go. You cannot spam click them very well, especially not in RTS and mobile games where you need to do that quite often. But in FPS it's really great. Right mouse button. Yeah, they are feeling very quality and very nice click, but personally it's not the greatest for RTS. You need a little bit lighter switch to do for RTS and mobile, but for FPS it is really great. And the side buttons are way faster. If those main buttons were like those as the side buttons, then it was really great for RTS. But the side buttons are way lighter, and as you can see, it is a little bit small, and it not hinders my thumb, so I not accidentally click on it while holding the sides. So that's a good one. The height is good enough, so that's good, because I'm not accidentally clicking it while moving it like this on the mouse pad. So that's great. Middle mouse button. It's a little bit hard to click for my liking. I don't really like it. It should be a little bit lighter, but yeah, overall very great scrolling vibe. You hear a little bit of sound of rattling, but it's all solid. It's not anything loose on the mouse. That's really great as well. Here you see the sides. See, it's really dirty of my sweaty hands now because it's very hot in my house. It's currently 27 degrees Celsius, so it's very hot. But it is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. And if you probably want to have less fingerprints to see it visible with your eyes, maybe choose the white design. You probably will see it less, but it will ochre, I believe, too. But I don't own the white model, so I can't tell you that. But yeah, is it squeaking, this mouse? It's rock solid on the top, guys. Rock solid. On the bottom, I press really hard actually, and it's rock solid. Underneath the switch is mostly squeaks. No squeaking at all, with hard pressure on it, so that's great. Sides. A very small one on the side, but it's rock solid actually. You don't feel it at all while gaming. So that's great. Next to the sides on this side where you're holding maybe your fingers. Now it's not squeaking, this wool model on the top one. That's really great. Now yeah, the bottom you don't click much, but for example, let's test it. I click the mouse button. Those are mouse button clicks. It's just a very solid model because it's 50.5 grams of weight and it's not as long as this Lamsu OG V2 Pro. The weight is more balanced on a smaller model. That's why it's more solid. Yeah, it's all rock solid, this mouse, so that's really great. The skate's gliding very well, that's great. Scroll wheel works very well. The middle mouse button is a little bit hard to click. Side buttons are fast triggers. I really like it. I wish it was also on the main buttons for RTS and mobile games, but for FPS. And of course you can still play RTS and mobile with it, but a little bit less enjoying that vibe with RTS and mobile. So keep that in mind. The clicks are a little bit hard to click for my liking. Yeah, overall it's really great claw grip mouse.